She sat in silence, day after day, staring at a pair of shoes no one ever bought. But the day a barefoot girl entered her shop, everything changed. Let me tell you the story of the shoemaker who waited. In a quiet alley of a small Thai town stood a humble shoe stall, its wooden beams leaning slightly under the humid sky. There lived Maisonee, a widowed cobbler, her silver hair tied in a neat bun, her sarong faded from years of wear. Her shop was little more than a bamboo-framed shelter, with stacks of sandals, old sneakers, and handmade slippers. She worked under a single fan, stitching broken straps with patience. One rainy morning, a girl appeared, wearing a school uniform and clutching a pair of glossy shoes. "They don't fit," the girl said shyly in Thai. "Can you fix them?" Maisonee nodded, measured carefully, and replied, "Come back tomorrow, Nong saw." The girl gave a grateful why with her little hands and left, but she never came back. Days passed, then weeks. Maisonee kept the shoes beside her clay incense bowl by the window. They were beautiful, glossy black, white laces, a tiny brass lotus charm on the buckle, too fine for her tiny street stall, too perfect to throw away. Every morning, she wiped the dust from them with care. "Someone will come," she whispered. Every evening, she glanced down the alley. Still waiting? Customers came for flip-flop repairs, for worn-out soles, but the shoes remained untouched. Quiet witnesses to her hope. Then the monsoon hit. Tourists vanished. Locals struggled. Maisonee's hands ached from arthritis. Her earnings shrank. Neighbors suggested, "Sell those shoes, May. You get good money." But she always shook her head. "No, they are not mine to sell." At night, she lit a mosquito coil and watched the tiny shoes shimmer in the glow. Still polished, still waiting. One golden morning, as a mango tree swayed in the breeze, a young woman approached the stall, barefoot, sunburned, her clothes simple. "I'm looking for work," she said softly. Maisonee looked down at her feet, blistered, calloused, weary. Without a word, she walked to the window, picked up the shoes, and placed them in front of the girl. The girl froze. "I can't pay." Maisonee smiled gently. "You left them here long ago." The girl looked puzzled. "I don't understand." "You were small. You asked me to fix them. You never came back." The girl's eyes welled up. She stared at the shoes in disbelief, then at Maisonee. I remember now," she whispered. "My family had to leave for Chiang Rai that same night. My father lost his job, and we packed everything before sunrise. I never got the chance to come back for them." She lowered her gaze, ashamed. "I always wondered if the shop was still here, if the shoes were still waiting." Maisonee gave a slow, gentle nod, her voice soft as silk. "They were. I didn't know your name, but every morning I dusted them. Every evening I left the window open, just in case you came back." She smiled faintly and added, "They weren't just shoes, you see. They became part of my little shop, part of my hope. You gave me something to care for when I was alone. Now they belong to you again." The girl put on the shoes. They fit like they were waiting for her. "I came here to ask for a job," she said through tears. "I can clean, I can carry." Maisonee chuckled, then sweep the floor. "My old back can't do it anymore." From that day forward, the girl returned every morning, not just as a helper, but as family. The old stall still stood, but now with 2 woven mats at the entrance. One for Maisonee, one for the girl. They worked together, laughed together, shared green tea in the afternoon, and in the window sat a new pair of children's shoes, untouched, waiting, because sometimes kindness waits for someone to come barefoot. And the good we do disappears into silence. But silence doesn't mean it's gone. It just means it's growing, waiting for the right moment to return. So keep being kind, keep showing up, because one day, just like Maisonee's shoes, what you gave without asking will find its way home. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to believe again. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that speak to the heart. See you in the next one.